Stop. Don't move. There's a device that books can't do quite as well as movies and TV, and it's the jump scare. On today's episode of LTM, we are going to review Paul Tremblay's horror movie. We're going to introduce a new scoring system, and if you stick around, I'll tell you how you can win this copy of horror movie I have in my hands right here. So Voidy, take it away. Set the scene. The premise of horror movie is actually quite simple. We're following an actor who played the thin kid in a 90s movie called Horror Movie. He's narrating his experiences on the original set, plus his experiences as a producer on a reboot for the movie. The movie focused on 3 children that tortured a fourth and turned him into a monster. He goes on a bloody rampage and has to be stopped. The original movie never got released because one of the actors was killed during filming. A trial ensued, and eventually the director puts up 3 scenes plus a script. This turns Horror Movie into a cult icon, even though it's never been released, and the actor who played the thin kid becomes famous. The more we listen to him, the more we start to wonder if he has taken on qualities of the monster he portrayed in the 90s movie. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? But how does it score, especially with our new scoring system? Let me explain how this is going to work. We're going to score books on 6 different characteristics: character, plot, setting, quality, form, and enjoyment. Enjoyment is worth double points because it matters more, and form is only going to be worth 3 points unless you do something with form and you do it well, in which case you can earn 5 points. Every other category is out of 5 points. In order to be safe from Voidy, you need to earn 24 points or more. So does Horror Movie earn 24 points or more? Let's find out. Regardless of whether I like Horror Movie or not, you could win this copy of Horror Movie. I have been putting all of the books I've reviewed up as giveaways on the Learning to Master channel. There's a playlist called Giveaways, and in the video I will ask you a question. All you have to do is leave a comment answering that question, live in the United States, and be over the age of 18. If that fits you and you want this book, keep an eye out for the Horror Movie giveaway. The characters in Horror Movie are okay. I think there could be a little bit more done with the character of the thin kid and the actor that plays him. I don't feel like he is developed to the degree I need in order to understand the motivations behind his actions. He also doesn't take very many actions. There's a couple of points where he's in charge, but for the most part, other people are dictating his storyline. Passive characters are not gonna cut it, and Valentina is great. I think she's good. Cleo's tragic, but the thin kid, he's just not enough of what I need from a lead character, a main character, especially the POV narrator. I'm gonna have to give it 2 stars. The plot is the entire reason I picked up Horror Movie. I was really excited and I wanted to live in this world. This was going to be something that I really wanted to see what happens. I was intrigued. I get halfway through the book and then I'm told this is an audiobook. What? What happened? I'm sorry. I spent half of my energy thinking that this was sort of your typical novel first-person perspective, and then on page 140 you tell me it's an audiobook? Are you kidding me? And then at the end when it goes into present tense, am I assuming that the character is holding a handheld recorder and talking into it? It seems contrived and a little ridiculous. And that takes away from the plot, because the plot probably would have gotten a lot more, except for this really strange thing that happened with the audiobook that just irked me silly. So I'm going to give it 3 stars for plot. As far as the setting is concerned, this is a pretty average amount of setting. There's not a lot of sensory detail aside from the visual, and we get 1 or 2 locations that are described well enough for me to feel like I'm there, I can see it. And so for setting, I give it 3 stars. So what is the quality of Horror Movie? Well, the first 2 chapters are kind of all over the place. The frenetic energy within them drove me crazy. And quite frankly, if I wasn't so invested in finishing this for the channel, I probably would have just DNF'd the book. I did not like the first 2 chapters. They really should have been revised quite heavily and made a little bit less frenetic. And because of that, because I almost DNF'd this book because of those first 2 chapters, the rest of the quality of the novel seems almost irrelevant. And I gotta give it 1 star for quality because those first 2 chapters could have made me put it down and put it down hard. Now we get to form, and this is where horror movie is gonna get big star counts. And the reason is probably because we just read Magpie Murders and I was really irked with the form of that book. And so seeing the form executed so well in horror movie, oh, I loved it. We are getting the movie script of horror movie interwoven with the audiobook, and it works. Everything is talking from one to the other. The meaning is translating back and forth, and it is great. The form of horror movie is 5 stars. But did I enjoy the novel, and can it be saved on enjoyment alone? Before I tell you what I'm going to give it for enjoyment, I want you to understand I listened to a lot of publicity about horror movie. I had expectations on what I was going to be getting, and those expectations were not met. I really wanted more from horror movie. I was buzzed and excited, and it got killed by the first 2 chapters. The characters weren't really standing out for me. And then the unreliable narrator, I wanted so much more from that than I got. And because of all of that, my enjoyment was 2 stars. It gets doubled to 4, but still, I don't know. Let's do the math here. Oh, look at that. Voidy's already hungry and ready to go. So if you add up the 2 stars for character, the 3 stars for setting, the 3 stars for plot, the 5 stars for form, the 1 star for quality, and the 2 stars, which get doubled to 4 stars for enjoyment, that's 18 stars. And if you will forgive my star to point conversion math, that is not enough to save Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay from Voidy. So Voidy, here you go. It's all yours. Now, the question will be, what are we going to read next? And I'll tell you, we're going to read The Ruins by Scott Smith. If you don't want to miss out on our upcoming book reviews, writing advice, and giveaways, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. Thank you to Pixabay and Oleg Gemolinsky for your artwork. Yet again, this video is better because of your work. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you right here next time on LTM.